Does use of plastic containers on a daily basis affect your fertility? I'd like to give an answer for that. Now, plastics are everywhere, be it the bowls which we eat from, the bottles which we drink from, any kind of beverage we pick up from the supermarkets are all dispensed in plastic bottles. We also take our foods to offices in plastic containers and sometimes even heat them in a microwave before we consume it. Now, these plastic containers are made up of certain chemicals which are bioactive compounds. Now, these are compounds which can leach into your foodstuff. More so, the leaching becomes more accelerated when you heat them. Now, what are these compounds which are found in these plastic containers? For example, we have two common chemicals which we see which have been found to affect fertility. One is going to be bisphenol A, which is a compound which is said to mimic the action of certain hormones which are already there in our system. So what happens is they will interfere with certain biological functions which are commonly seen in a body, like growth, development and even reproduction. There is another compound called phthalates which are also seen commonly in many plastic containers these days, and these have been found to interfere with the sperm production. They have been found to affect sperm motility, sperm quality, and going forward in females it has been found to affect certain critical stages of egg development, which ultimately translates to the ability of a person to conceive in a cycle. So it is necessary for us to make sure that we reduce the exposure to plastics. It is impossible these days to actually keep plastics out of our lives, but I think going forward we should try to at least limit the exposure to plastic containers. So how do we do this? So we do so by making sure that we avoid using plastic containers to store our food. In case you want to use a container, please select a glassware or probably use stainless steel, which is much safer. Never heat any kind of foodstuff in a microwave, because the heating process makes the product leach much more into the foodstuff, which can have potentially bad consequences on fertility, and at the same time also create an environmental awareness that plastic does play a role, irrespective of the fact that whether you use plastic or not. It is pretty much seen in cosmetics, toys which we use these days for children. So plastic invariably is a part of every single aspect of our life. So we can't really totally prevent plastics from entering our life and causing problems with both the growth and reproduction. We can always ensure that we limit the exposure so that we stay out of these complications.